The member for Flynn.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Urban Infrastructure. Much of rural Australia, including my electorate of Flynn, has suffered from poor mobile phone coverage for many years. Can the Minister update the House on the effects of the government mobile black spot program is having in our rural communities? Thank you.
The Minister for Urban Infrastructure.
Well, I thank the member for Flynn for his question about mobile coverage in rural and remote Australia. The member for Flynn, Labor thought they might get him, but they couldn't catch Kenny. The member for Flynn is back, and the reason the member for Flynn is back is because he has been standing up for his constituents, and he's been focused on the issues that his constituents are concerned about. And one of the issues people in Flynn, like in so much of rural and remote Australia, are concerned about is improving mobile phone coverage. Of course, in 6 years of Labor, how much did Labor spend on improving mobile phone coverage? How much did Labor spend in 6 years? They spent nothing. They spent nothing. And it required a coalition government to come in and develop a program to deliver improved mobile phone coverage in rural and remote Australia. And when I had the chance to visit the electorate of the member for Flynn in 2014, some 50 people turned up at a public meeting to talk about mobile coverage because they were so concerned about this issue. And of course the member for Flynn has delivered, because just in round 1 of the mobile black spots program, 10 base stations are committed to be delivered in the electorate of Flynn. 8 to be delivered by Telstra, 2 to be delivered by Vodafone in locations like Geelong, Yubobo, the Capricorn Highway and Dingo. Now, Mr Speaker, it's a long way from Balmain to Dingo. It's a long way from Footscray to Dingo. You can't expect Labor to deliver much in Dingo, but you can rely on the coalition to deliver outcomes for Dingo, to deliver outcomes for rural and remote Australia, because rural and remote Australia is overwhelmingly represented by the coalition, and we are listening to the concerns of people in regional, rural and remote Australia, and we are delivering. That's why we committed $100 million in round 1 of the mobile black spot program, leveraging in total money from the private sector and state governments to come up with total funding of $385 million. There's a further $120 million under rounds 2 and 3, and we are getting on with delivering improved mobile coverage for people in rural and remote Australia. In fact, Telstra recently announced that already 60 base stations under this program have been opened. The Turnbull Government is delivering. This is the term of delivery, and thanks to members like the member for Flynn, we are delivering outcomes and responding to the concerns of our community.